Ed here with a Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at the Corsair STRAFE RGB MX Silent. Now, of course, you can pick this up also in the non-silent version. This comes with MX Cherry switches for those of you that are curious. And at CES, which unfortunately I was not at this year, Corsair did unveil a new K95, which I am very interested in, and you'll likely see eventually when I get my hands on it, hopefully in the very near future. But for now, I'm taking a look at a keyboard replacement since, again, my studio was destroyed and I was in need of a new keyboard, and so you're looking at my pick, at least in the interim, until that K95 arrives at my door. And the STRAFE right now you can find for a little over $100. It retails for $150 US, but I think you can find it for less if you shop it out. And I have seen it around the $100 level around holiday times. Usually, of course, those have passed now. But this is all about being able to get the best gaming experience possible from a mechanical keyboard, combined with, of course, customizable RGB lighting, but then the advantage of having silence rather than clickety-clack the whole time you're playing, which could make those around you or those playing with you and listening to your microphone slightly insane. And you can see that you can customize this about as heavily as you want. Only thing that I would say that disturbs me on this keyboard as opposed to my K65 RGB that I was happily using for all this time until it got destroyed was that there is no dedicated volume button here. And considering this is a larger keyboard than my K65, that is a little disappointing. So let me go ahead and crack this open, show you what we're working with. And I expect good things from this, kind of know what to expect, which is pretty, similar performance to what I've enjoyed in the past with the K65, but now I have a numerical keypad as well as Corsair having redesigned their logo from what they had on the K65. Now, of course, they also have a Luxe version, which is a whole nother story, but you can see the wrist here, right here, plastic textured piece of plastic, getting a little redundant. 2-year warranty, some caps, I should say, depending on how you want to design the keyboard. If you want to actually, implement caps for your most used keys, which is smart. And then the keyboard itself, which let's get out of the plastic if I can. Let's see. I have a feeling the wires, the USB pass-through is just buried in there and it's a braided cable. Come out and play. Hopefully I don't knock over everything in the process of this. Okay, the box can now go away. Let's take a look at this thing. So, as I was just mentioning, you can see the USB cables here, pretty heavy duty, especially when you compare this to the K65 that I had been using. Whether or not you're a fan of the black and yellow, is purely a matter of personal taste. And then you have the keyboard itself. And by the way, that's not braided cable, like I was just mentioning. You can see we are working with, again, a full-size keyboard. As I mentioned, no volume control, which there was. Nice texture on the space bar, and really what just appears to be a very nice keyboard. And I can tell you already, the claim of being silent, not 100% true, but very close. I mean, put this up next to my old K65 or the K95 that I'll see soon. The enter button's making a lot of noise, I have to say. Well, several buttons are making a lot of noise, but most of the keyboard itself, the switches are relatively silent. So I like the layout. I already know what the RGB lighting is going to look like. So really, it's just going to be a matter of performance and getting used to working on a larger keyboard, since I was doing all of my gaming on the K65. Again, RGB, which now has become popular and been made available beyond the realm of Worst Buy, aka Best Buy, but that was where I had to buy it when it did launch several I don't know if it was several years ago, but roughly something like that, a little over a year ago. But there it is. So we're looking at, again, the STRAFE RGB MX Silent with cherry switches from Corsair. And hopefully I'll be able to compare this directly to the brand new K95 in a few weeks if I actually get my hands on it. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Hit that like button. And as usual, please feel free to subscribe. Later.